Guardians of the Realm. Hey guys, it's Pinnacle. Today we're going to look at Final Fantasy 15, A New Empire, and the way to run multiple versions of the game on the PC. So we're going to use a Nox emulator. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up our Internet Explorer and we are going to go to bignox.com. The top one here, bignox.com, that's what we want. We can see on the left hand side, download button. Let's click it and download. Okay, as soon as that's downloaded, we're going to open that up. Okay, we can close down the Explorer window. And we are waiting for this to install. When this installs, it will install a Nox emulator and a multi-box emulator. You don't want to use the normal Nox emulator unless you're just playing one version. What we're actually doing here is we're setting up multiple instances. So we are replicating multiple tablet usages on the one PC. Usages, that's not a word. Multiple tablet usage on the PC. Okay, so shut that down, we don't need that one, and we're actually going to delete this, get rid of it. You're not going to use it, it's going to cause you more confusion, so just delete that. It's only a shortcut, it's not going to delete any programs, that's fine. This is the one we want, the multi-box one. So let's open that up. So here we have an emulator already running. Let's have a look at the settings. Depending on your PC spec, you might want to change this to low, you might want to change it to high, depends on what kind of PC you've got. This PC I'm running on is a gaming PC. It doesn't mean to say that this is going to be a super duper fast emulator, because once you run 3 or 4 different versions of the same emulator, it's still going to get a little bit slow. So there's nothing on here we really want to change apart from the first bit, performance. Everything else is fine, so just leave it as it is. So we are going to first of all rename this emulator. Now if you're playing Final Fantasy 15, a new empire, you're going to want to put down here, probably to avoid confusion, the name of the character you're going to be using. Now all of this that we're doing right now, you're going to have to do this once only for each emulator. When you log into the emulator in future, it will show you a simulated background with applications on it, like this for instance. We're going to skip the tutorial, we don't need that, that's what you got me for. So this is going to basically show you your background, your Android tablet, so to speak. We're going to go to browser. We want to search for Final Fantasy 15. So once you get this stuff up, it's sometimes a little bit glitchy. It bounces back and forward all over the place. You're going to have to maybe try once or twice yourself. So once we've found Final Fantasy 15, we want to go to the top one. This one here, A New Empire. Click that. Personally, I use the Play Store and click Always. I don't know the difference between the two, but that's the one I've used and it seems to work fine. You need a Google account. That's what you're going to need. You're going to need a Google account to actually install this. It's like a a simulator for a tablet, you need to have a login to go into the Play Store or the App Store, whatever you need. So we're going to go, I've gotten loads of Google accounts, and I use the Google accounts for each of the Final Fantasy versions and accounts in there. So we're going to put this information in. I'm going to block this out so you can't see my emails and my passwords as I'm putting them in, and sometimes it does that. We'll go back. Now I haven't edited this out purely to show you how unstable it can be at times. It's playing up a lot at the moment. Usually you don't get this, but it is playing up. So if you get this, don't worry about it, just rinse and repeat, do the same thing again. You'll get there eventually. So there's my username and password. Now if we press return, it's random whether you go back or forward, so it's probably best to actually click with the mouse. It couldn't sign in. Okay, so what's the problem? Okay, so here we go. This is the Google verification, the two-step verification. It's going to ask you to do one of two things. First of all, it's going to say, can you open the Gmail app on your iPhone? And when you open that, it will ping you up a little message that says, oh, you're trying to access this from a new device. Do you accept? When you press yes, it goes in, it signs in. And that's when you press yes on the tablet or the phone, not on the actual PC itself. The other stage of verification it can do will uncheck this backup and restoring communication. We don't need that. The other form of verification is the SMS text message. It'll ask you to put in a code. It's a 6-digit G number, which you just, well, it's a G and then 6 digits. Always say no thank you to this payment details, because this is an emulator. It doesn't have the security of your personal tablet and iPhone. So, you know, don't buy anything on here. If you're going to buy it, log into your iPad, log into your iPhone, buy it from there. So it says download pending. It is a bit slow tonight, I must say. I don't know what's going on. It just seems to be taking ages in this particular emulator. Download pending, you have to wait for a little bit and then it will actually start downloading. We click on install and do the whole thing again. It got itself in a bit of a loop. And now it's downloading, okay. So we're going to fast forward a little bit till it's finished downloading. Okay, once it's finished downloading, it will install it and then it will give the option to open. When you open, it'll open up the game. It will be very slow and laggy to start with. You need to give it a little bit of time, a couple of minutes for it to settle down. I would advise as well turning the volume off. With the volume off, it's a lot smoother. Username and password for the game, you know how to do this. So what we're going to do now, once this is loaded, we don't want to start clicking more emulators and getting it to work harder, because it's struggling as it is. It's not faultless. So we've got our pinnacle. Now we're going to add our alt in. So we're going to go to another emulator. We're going to add another tablet, another telephone, another, whatever you want to call it. Mobile phone, not telephone. It's a telephone. What am I talking about? Same again, we're going to change the settings to see if we want it low, medium or high. We've got loads of other options here. We don't need to change any of this. The keyboard, no, I want to use my own keyboard with the PC, so I'm going to leave that unchecked. All of the other stuff we don't need to worry about. The second tab, that's what I was talking about, it's low, medium or high. That's all you need to know. And all of the other tabs are just You can select what mobile phone you want to play on. There's no real requirement, real need to change anything here. Okay, so let's add another emulator. Go down the bottom, select the default. Oh, I don't want that one. You don't want to copy your initial emulator or one of the other emulators you've already got. It will ask you to close it down and then it will make a copy of it. And the problem is then that it will just replicate the screen. It won't actually allow you to log into a different version of the game. So we're going to set a new one up. We're going to rename it, call it Little Pin, and we're going to run the emulator. Now you have to do exactly the same again. You have to go into the search bar, you have to find Final Fantasy 15, you have to install it, and then you have to download it first, and then you have to install it, and then you run the game. All of this downloading, installing, etc., you're not going to have to do it because you'll have the icon just here. Next time you log in, it'll already be there. So all you do is you click on the icon. But we don't have it, so we're going to have to go through, we're going to have to search for the icon, the game, the app, whatever you want to call it. We're going to have to download and install it again. So I'm going to set up now another 3 or 4 of these so you can see how you can have them on your screen and what you can do with it. So we'll be back in a bit. Okay, so I set up another 2 or 3, well 5 in total. So now you can just basically go through each of the screens just by clicking. You don't need to alt tab, you don't need to do anything fancy. You go through and you can play 5 games at the same time. So this is very useful when you want to do things like quests. You just go through one click. Now because you're running emulators, there is a slight bit of latency between when you click the mouse button to when the signal is hit and comes back to the screen. So when you're running emulators like this, it's best to do it in sequence. So you're going to click one there, one there, one there, come back, collect, come back, restart another quest, restart another quest. It gives the emulator a chance to catch up because you're going to be working too quick for it. I know it sounds funny that a human's going to work faster than the computers, but in this instance it's true. So it can get a bit chaotic, but once you're getting used to doing this, once you're getting used to having your alt farms up, the reason I've got them separated 2 up, 3 down is because the 2 up are on one realm and the 3 down are on another realm. I find it easier to do that. Usually I'm only playing with one realm and I'll have like a tablet keeping an eye on something on the other, but you can put as many up as you want. I find 6 is pretty much the max that I can do. It will get a little bit laggy after that. I mean, it's laggy anyway. It's never going to be as good as playing on a tablet or a phone. You're not going to have that, you know, smoothness. It's always going to have a little bit of a stickiness to it, this emulator, but it's the only other way you can do it. Anyway, so that's how you do it, guys. Hopefully it's been helpful, and if you've got any questions, just leave a comment and I'll try to answer as many as I can. Take care.
Fun bags, hooters, take a look at these. Come on, can't you give me just a nitty bitty squeeze? Whip 'em out and get them suckers swinging in the brace. Just show me all your boobs, I'm begging pretty, pretty please.